Before modern superbikes, there was a two-stroke powerhouse roaring on the streets, the Suzuki GT550. This bike blended the T's fierceness with reliable Japanese engineering, creating a machine that captured hearts and the open road. Today we travel back in time to remember a legend that left its blue smoke etched in history. Prepare yourself to encounter the long-lost sovereign of the two-stroke thunder. We find ourselves in the early 1970s. The realm of motorcycles was an exquisite conflict, akin to a barroom brawl on an international level. Japanese manufacturers were steadily entering Western markets with their machines, leaving English and Italian competitors gazing into the horizon with tears in their eyes and the aroma of burnt oil in the air. Kawasaki, the most untamed in the vicinity, aimed to send you straight to the hospital with a formidable Mach III. With 500 cubic centimeters, a two-stroke engine, 3 cylinders aligned in a row, and 60 declared horsepower, with the potential for even more if you nourished it adequately. A chassis that appeared as if it were constructed from thoroughly cooked noodles, and a power delivery so abrupt that the front wheel spent more time airborne than grounded. Fundamentally, it was a motorcycle designed for genuine men, or for those already mentioned in their grandmother's will. Yamaha, on the other hand, was experiencing a period of intense creative innovation. They introduced the initial RDs, motorcycles that seemed akin to a meticulously engineered designer substance. These featured explosive two-stroke engines, were lightweight, and possessed a power-to-fun-to-death proximity ratio that was absolutely ideal for individuals in their 20s who had no awareness of danger. Honda, always more formal, was trying to lead the world towards a cleaner and more civilized future. 4-stroke engines that were smoother, more reliable, and without so much burnt smell. Motorcycles like the CB504 showed that you could go fast without creating volcanic eruptions of blue smoke with every acceleration. But its rivals, with a beer in hand, shouted from the other end where more smoke, more noise, more fun. And in that untamed scenario where every motorcycle brand was wagering on excessiveness, Suzuki paused momentarily, contemplated, scratched its head thoughtfully, and inquired, "Hey, what if we create a two-stroke engine that's swift, enjoyable, exhilarating, yet doesn't attempt to endanger you at every stoplight? A motorcycle that you can utilize for commuting, relish a leisurely ride, and perhaps even outpace an enthusiastic Kawasaki rider without toppling over like a sack of potatoes?" Thus was born the idea of the GT Grand Touring Series, a range of two-stroke motorcycles designed not only for speed but also for travel, durability, and to ensure the rider arrives at their destination with a smile intact. In 1972, at the height of the two-stroke motorcycle craze, Suzuki launched the GTJ model, the idea to create a motorcycle that struck the perfect balance between extremes. Not quite as wild and psychotic as a Kawasaki H, which had the potential to split you in two if you merely looked at it the wrong way, nor as civilized and calm as a Honda CB504, which was almost akin to riding a sofa on wheels. It was well-dressed, yet dangerous if provoked. Inline 3-cylinder power plant of 543 cubic centimeters, air-cooled two-stroke, delivering 53 horsepower at 7,500 revolutions per minute. For that era, it was an engine that combined commendable power with a more progressive power delivery than other untamed beasts. Good torque for a T, offering a decent response from the lower end without always needing to hit the red line. The rammer system, a clever invention by Suzuki, included a metal funnel attached to the cylinder head to channel air from the front and aid cooling. Why? Because with 3 two-stroke cylinders diligently working, the generated heat could potentially melt even hope itself. Without this innovative system, the motorcycle would have essentially transformed into a portable grill on every extended journey. The 5-speed transmission was remarkably precise for its era, featuring gear ratios meticulously designed for leisurely travel or, should you desire, to unleash its roar on the open highway. Weighing approximately 200 kilograms when fully prepared to ride, it wasn't precisely lightweight. However, due to its low center of gravity and expertly crafted chassis, it was unexpectedly nimble in open curves. Front disc, an important innovation in those years, and rear drum. Did they work? Yes, if you were planning to start braking 200 meters before the curve. Classic lines, expansive tank, elongated and comfortable seat. A motorcycle engineered both for leisurely cruising and for pulling up at a stoplight to face off against any other rebellious two-stroke that might pull up alongside you. The best definition, it was like a giant golden retriever, affectionate, predictable, loyal. However, if you allowed it to become enraged, it could take a significant bite out of your arm. The GT550 was strategically positioned as a motorcycle for individuals who desired the exhilarating thrill of the T, but also wished to retain all their teeth intact by the end of the day. What rendered the GT550 genuinely extraordinary? In a time period where twisting the throttle was essentially equivalent to signing your own death warrant, the GT550 offered something remarkably distinctive for a two-stroke motorcycle. While the Kawasaki Mach III resembled an unsecured explosive device on two wheels, delivering a brutal and uncontrollable surge of torque, and the Yamaha RD350 appeared akin to a motorized epileptic seizure with an open exhaust system, the Suzuki GT550 arrived to transform the rules of the game. The proposal was straightforward yet groundbreaking for its era. It offered a more progressive and refined power delivery. The surge of power did not strike abruptly like a divine slap, but instead it propelled forward in a more controlled and manageable manner without the rear wheel attempting to launch you into the stratosphere. Enhanced comfort tailored for everyday utilization, a sumptuous seat, relatively smooth suspensions, a riding posture meticulously crafted to accommodate long distances without transforming your back into jelly. Authentic Japanese reliability, no connecting rods soaring off like projectiles or clutches detonating on the highway. The GT550 was meticulously engineered to endure. Well, what a T could withstand if you weren't such a formidable beast. The fuel consumption was relatively moderate for a two-stroke triple engine. Naturally, it wasn't the fuel-guzzling black hole that other engines of its kind tended to be. Ultimately, it was the most serious and refined two-stroke. Responsible. Well, serious, as much as you can consider serious a motor that still roared like a swarm of highly energized bees and released a blue smoke trail so epic that you could fumigate an entire village. The GT550 was the preferred selection for those motorcyclists who sought the exhilarating thrill of the T, but also desired to arrive home safe and sound. Not in an ambulance. The GT550 went down in history as the most civilized two-stroke engine. In an era where the standard was for motorcycles to tear your arms and soul apart with each acceleration, the GT550 imparted something truly revolutionary. You could possess the fierce and untamed heart of a two-stroke engine without the necessity of reserving a bed in the emergency room. It was undeniable living proof that you could seamlessly combine exhilarating excitement with precise control, madness with sensibility, and metallic roar with unwavering reliability. It wasn't the fastest, it wasn't the wildest, but it offered something that paradoxically, in the 70s, was rarer than a unicorn in leather and a helmet. Confidence. You could open the throttle without fear of being catapulted into the lamppost at the corner or ending up hugging a pole while your bike continued on its way alone. The GT550 allowed you to play with adrenaline, but without giving you a heart attack on every sharp turn. Nowadays, the GT550 is more than just an old motorcycle. It's a collector's item sought after by enthusiasts who appreciate its rarity, its brutal sound, that unmistakable howl of 3 unleashed cylinders, and its noble, simple, and durable mechanics. However, it is additionally a direct gateway to a distinct era, a period when being a motorcyclist was significantly more than merely traveling from point A to point B. It was an expression of defiance, of fervor, of an unadulterated connection with the wind, the asphalt, and the powerful machine roaring beneath you. A period when there were absolutely no electronic aids to rescue you from your errors, no anti-lock braking system, no traction control, no rain mode. Merely you, your bravery, and your motorcycle. The GT550 certainly serves as a reminder of an era when riding a motorcycle was raw, authentic, and magnificently imperfect.